Hey team, Brian here. Hey, I thought I would go over very quickly an overview for the Warm Springs Lands hunting project. So here's what we have in terms of a design. Let's go over it together. So let's look at this diagram. This is a rough explanation of what's involved in the user hunting portal. So essentially we're going to start off with the users are going to sign in or register using Auth0. So that'll mean that they can log in, create an account with their email or with Google or possibly with Facebook or some other Apple or something. And they're going to land on a user hunting portal. This user hunting portal page is then going to become the main application that we'll use to present all of these other views. So over on the left side here, we have, this is what a user would see. Users all would see these items in yellow. And if they're an admin, they would see this. They would be able to list applicants, etc., and mark applicants. So essentially, we're going to show, at its most basic, a list of all available hunts. That list is going to look very similar to this page here, where we have a table of hunts that are available. Our table is going to be a little bit different. We're going to list these hunts by hunt ID, and then we're going to show the properties for which each hunt ID is available. Now, they've done it a little bit backwards where they show it property first and then hunt, but we're going to show hunt, and then we're going to show a list of properties for that hunt. This way doesn't make any sense data-wise. The other way is going to make more sense for us data-wise. And I talked to Brian about it, and he's fine with that. So going back to our diagram, we're going to show a list of all available hunts for this person, this user who's come into the portal, and then they're going to be able to apply for one of these hunts. Now, the way we're going to apply for one of these hunts is that they will be able to click a button on the hunt in the table that says apply if they have never applied for a hunt before. At that point, then they're going to check box. They're going to have a series of check boxes for all the properties that this hunt applies to. Then they're going to either check, they have a radio button for either a single hunt, or if the hunt supports more than one or two permits, if it's if they support more than two permits, then we're going to give them a radio button option for a group. If it's only a one or two radio button, then we don't give them the option for a group. But if they select a single hunter, then we're going to ask them for hunter registration information, which will then be name, address, phone number, email, etc. And then when they complete that form, then that data is going to go into the application for the hunter. If it's a group application, they get a different form, which has a repeatable section for each hunter, and it has their name, their phone number, their email, their address, and then it has their ODFW tag number, and probably an image file, an image uploader for them to upload an image of their tag that they acquired from ODFW. So basically, the hunter is going to prove that they have the license from the state, from Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife. They have to prove that they already have a permit there in order to hunt these tribal lands. So we're asking them to upload their tag, an image of their tag, during the application process. So the hunt application is the same if they're a single or if they're a group. The only difference is that if it's a group, that group is a repeatable section and they can complete it up to 5 times for everybody in their party. Now, how we accomplish that might be one gravity form, or it might be a custom coded set of fields. I'm going to leave that up to the team. You guys can decide. But I want that data to be collected, validated, as in no empty fields in phone number or email. And then that data is then dropped into an application blob or table of some kind. I'm thinking that we should take our applications and they should be formatted as maybe a JSON blob and then stored as metadata for this hunt number, this year, this user. Okay, so the applications are basically unique for a user, this year, this hunt number. So for example, it might be user ID 24, it might be hunt, it might be 2020, and then we might have hunt number 147. So it would be user, year, and hunt number. So that would be the key for the user meta. And then the data would be the JSON data collected from the form during the application process. I think this might be the most flexible way for us to collect, store the data, and then reuse it over time. So let's look again at the flow here. So we have the user listing the available hunts. That's the table with hunt number first, and then with properties associated with that hunt number. And then they can apply for the hunt, and they do a series of forms completed to apply for the hunt. Now, once they've saved that information as an application, that table should show a status of applied. So they have applied for that hunt. Next to the applied status, I'd like them to be able to update their application. And by doing that, they're going to then go through the same process, and we're going to preload previous data into the form. And then we're going to collect modifications to that form, and then we're going to update the same application with that new data. So they could, for example, change from a single hunter to a group hunter, or they could decide to change their ODFW tag number, or they could change the parties in their group. They might go from 2 people to 5 people, or they might go from 5 people to 1 person. So essentially, we're going to present them with pre-filled out data in that form. Then we're going to take their changes, and then we're going to save that new application back to their user record, back as metadata. So next, because they're able to see all their available hunts, they can then also see these are my applications in there. So if they've already filled out an application for 3 of the hunts, they will be able to see a table of the 20 or 30 hunts that are available, and then 3 or 4 of those are going to show as, yes, I've already applied. So that status is going to show as applied. And then they're going to see, then we have, so that's the application process. So that's what a user is going to go through to apply for a hunt. The next step is for our user who's an admin. When they sign in, they're going to see a list of all the available hunts. And then they're also going to see additional information in the status for each hunt. They're going to see a column for the number of hunters that have applied. They're going to be able to download a CSV of all the applicants for the hunt. And they're going to be able to mark an applicant, as many applicants as they want, as approved. So they'll have a button that says approve this hunter, approve. Approve is the only thing on the button. And then they're going to be able to mark the hunter as not approved, or let's just say for now it's not approved. So when they go into a hunt, they're going to get a detail on the hunt, and they're going to have a list of all the applicants. Over in the one column, they're going to have the name, email, and phone number of each of the applicants, number of people in the party, and then actions. So the actions column is going to have approve or do not approve. Up at the top, we're going to have download all applicants as a CSV, okay? And that's it. So the admin has one additional page, which is the hunt detail. And that's going to have the list of all the hunters that have applied. They're going to be able to download all the hunters that have applied, and they're going to be able to mark any number of people as approved and or not approved. They might say, I'm going to approve this. They might say, I'm going to approve 2 or 3 people and not disapprove the rest of them. Because what may happen is that those 2 or 3 people may decide that they're not going to do that hunt, and then they can be unapproved, and then the administrator can go in and approve other hunters. Okay, so we're going to leave that open, and denied approvals will be final, but approved hunts may not be final. So they'll need to switch statuses on all the applicants in a hunt over time. Okay, so now returning back to, so that's the admin view. Returning to the user view here, we now have the ability for me as a hunter. I'm going to come into this site, and I'm going to see all the available hunts, and I'm going to see those that are my applications. I've made applications here. And if one of those applications has been approved by the admin, then I'm going to see a status of approved in green, and then not approved in red. And for those items that are approved in green, I am then going to be able to download a permit. So that will be a PDF certificate that will show the hunt information and the user information that they filled in when they did the application. And that permit will be a PDF that they will be able to download when they come back to the portal. So that's everything that they should be able to do as a hunter who's coming into to download permits. Okay, I hope this makes sense, and I'm looking forward to some really awesome work from the team. Thanks a lot. Bye.